Hey, I'm Curtis Calhoun with Fansided MMA, and today I'm joined by the undefeated Bellator featherweight JJ Wilson, who faces third-ranked contender Adam Boric at Bellator 265 and next weekend. JJ, thanks again for your time. I appreciate it.
No, thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. Well, to start off, how excited are you for this fight against Adam Boric, and how has camp been so far for you?
Camp's been amazing. I feel great. I think this is going to be an exciting fight for the fans to watch.
Absolutely. And I got to get your thoughts on the new featherweight champion, AJ McKee. What were your thoughts on his win over Patricio Pitbull? And were you surprised by how that played out at all?
I kind of I was going with Pitbull just because of his tenacity and his what he has done in the past. But I also believe that AJ McKee had the abilities to win, and I was surprised. I was actually really surprised on how that fight turned out. AJ McKee showed up on the day and landed a beautiful head kick, and that led to the ending sequence. But I was really impressed by that fight, and I'm looking forward to hopefully share the cage with him.
Absolutely. Well, that was actually my next question. You finished a former title challenger, Pedro Carvalho, in your last fight. Has Bellator made it clear to you that this fight with Adam Boric is a number one contender fight per se?
I've been hearing that a lot, but in my mind, I just take whatever opportunity that is placed in front of me. Right. If I come out and when I come out and win this fight, in my eyes, I believe that I should fight for the title next, being 9-0. And if I was in the Grand Prix, technically I would be in the finals, because I've already fought two people that were in the Grand Prix and beat them both. So if I beat Adam Boric, technically I would be in the final if I was in the Grand Prix. So it makes sense for me to fight the champion next. If AJ McKee doesn't want to fight 145 anymore, then it's a different story,
Absolutely. And you've talked in the past about eventually moving up to lightweight. Is that still the plan right now, depending on what happens with the next featherweight title shot?
Exactly. I've been fighting this weight since I was 16 years old. Now I'm 23 and I'm still trying to make it down. And when you're 23 years old, your body's still developing. You still got I still got about 3 more years of my body fully developing. Right. So naturally, I'm growing. So naturally, I'm going to have to move up eventually.
Right. And you've had such an incredible rise to where you are now in Bellator. You've talked in the past with us about how you went from being on the streets in New Zealand to where you are now. And how has fighting overall changed your life and changed the course of how things have played out?
Oh man, that's a crazy question, because if I didn't find Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and mixed martial arts, I would most likely be in jail or dead, either. So the drastic change from what martial arts have done to my life is amazing. It's changed everything. It changed my whole course of direction. Now, instead of being on the streets in New Zealand, I'm living in San Diego, California, and I'm getting married to the most beautiful girl in the world. So it's just like, it's a huge, drastic change,
Right. Would you say that it's important for especially younger kids to get involved in some sort of martial art while they're growing up to stay out of those distractions?
Definitely. I also think for a lot of people, it's the self-defense aspect from those people that out there with ill intentions, wanting to hurt you or take what you have, so you can defend yourself. And then also for those troubled kids to realize that they could use their talents and have it be a good thing. Because a lot of these troubled youth out there, I was a troubled youth, would love to fight. didn't know how to fight. Obviously, they never learned how to fight, but they would love to go out and just fight people, and they did that regularly. And it was more when I was doing it, it was more because I think it was more because I was angry about, like, situations in my life that, I was taking it out on other people. But I genuinely love fighting. And when I learned that, you can get paid for this, you can get praise for this, you can improve your life with this. And it changed my aspect on to look at it. I started to set goals. I started to have mentors. I started to change the direction of where I was heading. So I recommend this. I recommend martial arts for everyone, because if you're having trouble getting bullied or whatever, it gives you more confidence. Going throughout your life, whatever it is you're doing. And then if you're a troubled youth, it makes you respect people a little bit more, because you walk in and get your ass kicked by the girl who weighs 110 pounds.
Right.
And, and then you're like, maybe I'm not so tough. Maybe I shouldn't go around trying to fight everyone,
Yeah. How excited are you to fight in front of the fans again?
Oh man, I'm so excited. I miss the fans so much, I miss the electric crowds so much. It's been like 2 years now almost. I've had my last 4 or 5 fights all been with no crowd.
Yeah. What was that experience like fighting in an empty arena? Because I've heard from some fighters that they actually kind of looked at it as more of like an official sparring session, and then some people hated it. What were your thoughts on that?
I really didn't really think about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just saw my opponent, and it was like, well, I'm gonna kill him, or he's gonna kill me. That's kind of my mindset going in. I don't really worry about the crowd. I just love the crowd afterwards. You know what I mean? And to get that electric atmosphere, and also to pump you up a little bit. Like when I land a good shot, like a heavy cross, and the crowd goes wild, and you build off the energy. You build off the energy of the crowd, and without that, you're building off the energy of your coaches, because your coaches are there giving you energy instead of the crowd.
Right. Well, my last question from me is what can fans expect when you and Adam Boric enter the cage next weekend?
Expect a spectacular finish.
Absolutely. Well, we're very excited for that fight. Obviously, it's a big fight for the featherweight division. Before we go, I'll give you the final word to shout out any sponsors you may have, and let fans know where they can find you on social media.
You guys can follow me at The Moldy Kid on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It's all the same. And love you guys.
Awesome. Well, JJ, thanks again for your time, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.